Hello, besties. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where stories are not just told, but felt. This is a home for emotional African folktales, stories that teach morals, awaken compassion, and leave lessons that stay with you long after the story ends. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Your support means everything to us. And if you are already part of the family, just know that we see you, we love you, and we appreciate you deeply. Now, let us dive into today's story. In a small African town where red earth met dusty roads and mornings began with the crowing of roosters, there lived a boy named Ola. Ola was only 12 years old, but life had already placed a burden on his shoulders heavier than his age. He was known in school for just one thing: late coming. Every single morning, without fail, Ola arrived after the assembly bell had rung, and every single morning his teacher's cane waited for him. Ola, late again? Whack, 1 stroke, 2 strokes, sometimes 3. His classmates laughed. Some mocked him, others whispered behind his back. Does he sleep in class and wake up late? Maybe he just doesn't like school. See as flogging never tire him. But none of them knew the truth, because pain often hides behind silence. Ola had not always been this way. Just a year earlier, he was a cheerful boy who ran to school with excitement, books tucked tightly under his arm, his father waving goodbye from the doorway. Then tragedy came, quietly, cruelly. Ola's father died suddenly. The shock was too much for his mother. Within weeks, sickness followed grief. High blood pressure crept in like a thief. Then stroke struck her down. Her legs became weak, then useless. She could no longer walk. Doctors were visited, hospitals were tried, medicines were bought, money disappeared, household items were sold, even cherished possessions were gone. But still, no healing came. Soon, there was nothing left. Ola was only 12, yet he became the man of the house. No relatives came to help, no miracle money appeared. Hunger knocked daily on their door. But Ola refused to beg for pity. Instead, every morning before school, while other children were still bathing or eating breakfast, Ola did something no one knew. He gently lifted his mother into a rickety wheelchair. "Sorry, Mama," he would whisper each time, adjusting her wrapper. "Just hold on small." He would push her all the way to the roadside, where cars passed and strangers hurried by. There, his mother would sit, her legs lifeless, her eyes tired, begging quietly for help. Only after settling her there, only after making sure she had shade and water, Ola would pick up his torn school bag and run. He ran with sweat dripping down his face. He ran with dust sticking to his feet. He ran with fear in his heart because he already knew what awaited him at school: the cane. And yet, not once did he complain. Not once did he explain. When flogged, he kept quiet. When mocked, he endured. After school, while other children played football or went home to eat, Ola ran back to the roadside. He joined his mother, begging again, hoping to gather enough money for the surgery the doctor had mentioned. That was his life, every single day. Then, one morning, fate decided to speak. As Ola's teacher rode his motorcycle to school, the road was unusually slow. Traffic had piled up near the junction. And that was when he saw them. A small boy, struggling, pushing a wheelchair. The boy's uniform was faded, his shoes were torn, sweat rolled down his face as he pushed with all his strength. In the wheelchair sat a woman, thin, weak, her legs motionless. The teacher slowed down. He looked again. His heart skipped. Is that Ola? He stopped his bike completely. The world seemed to pause. When Ola arrived late to school that morning, as usual, he didn't explain, he didn't beg. He walked straight to his teacher, dropped his bag, stretched out his hands, ready for the cane. But this time, there was no flogging. Instead, the classroom went silent. The teacher's eyes were filled with tears. He pulled Ola into his arms and he cried. "My son, forgive me," the teacher said, his voice breaking. "I didn't know. I didn't know." Ola stood frozen. For the first time, his story was seen. The teacher later told the class everything he had witnessed that morning. The laughter turned to shame. The mockery turned to tears. From that day on, everything changed. The school rallied around Ola. Help came. His mother eventually received treatment. And Ola, once known as the boy who always came late, became known as the boy who carried courage beyond his age. Never be quick to judge. Every delay hides a story. Every silence carries a burden. And sometimes the strongest people are the ones suffering quietly. Be kind, because you never truly know what someone is carrying. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And tell us in the comments, what lesson did you learn from Ola's story? Until next time, stay kind, stay human, and keep listening to stories that matter.